representatives of our city. In my opinion, Mr. Miller, you tried and failed to represent our city in parts of a recent interview you did with News Channel 10. When representing our city, you all need to realize two salient facts. Number one, the fact that you claim or otherwise effectively represent our city implicitly or not at events outside this room, and in fact, events within this room, based on the fact that you hold an office in our city government, means that you must also logically admit that your conduct is directly salient to your position and is therefore an extension of city policy. Number two, as representatives of the city, you have to at all times be representing the city, not just yourself. It's the same as any other business. Now, the reason I bring up, especially that first point, is because of these rules of decorum. Any person making personal, and that's one of the list, personal remarks, if you're going to be representing the city, that means that personal remarks, your conduct is salient to city policy, so personal remarks are city policy. Now, all this is just another long list of reasons why it is wholeheartedly disingenuous to claim that public comments must solely address policy, since it is evident that the conduct of government officials is an extension of policy. This doesn't just apply to citizens who criticize elected officials. There have been a clear double standard erected where those who praise the conduct of this council have not been subject, not once, been subject to the kind of interruptions that those citizens who have criticized the council have. If you can't be honest about these facts, and if you can't admit to the existence of and then end the clear double standard I've just pointed out, y'all need to resign.
Ms. Valerie Gooch, and following Ms. Gooch will be Ms. Miranda Harper.
My name is Valerie Gooch, and I live at 8128 Progress. Since I've been attending these meetings, since you changed the public comment time to noon, I've heard a lot of people complaining about the time change. I wanted to say that I am grateful for the time change because I am now able to attend the public comment time for the first time. And so I just wanted to put in a thank you and a pro for this time. My lunchtime is normally spent either eating on the run or eating at my desk, so to be able to come to this doesn't interrupt anything. So thank you very much for changing the time so that I can be more of a part of the workings of the city. I also wanted to express my thanks for your leadership and the changes that are happening within our city. I really love what I'm seeing happening in downtown Amarillo. There's just a new life that looks like it's being breathed into our city, but it's not only happening in downtown. I think it's spreading. It's all throughout our city. We're seeing a lot of new restaurants, new places of fun and entertainment, and it really does feel to me like there's just a new life. It's like, almost like everyone's taking a breath and things are kind of new again. And I am very appreciative of that and the things spreading throughout. And then I also wanted to say thank you to each one of you for serving. I sit in here every week and I listen to some of the comments that are brought towards you, and you continue to listen with humility and kindness, and I appreciate that as you serve our city. Thank you.
Ms. Miranda Harper, and following her will be Ms. Dacia Anderson. Ms. Harper, before you start, all of us are so very sad. Our family, our hearts hurt for your family.
Yeah, it hasn't been easy. Yeah, as you know, I'm Miranda from Amarillo, Texas. Amongst other supporters, when it comes to Gordy, I agree that policies and procedures need to be changed, updated. It hasn't been easy for our family, and especially not for my son. But I agree with what they're saying. I kind of had a speech prepared, but after seeing what they have written and I've seen, I believe that everyone's pretty much saying the same thing. I think oversight is a big, big deal. I believe updating websites to know if a dog is going to be euthanized is very important. I also think that, with any euthanization, even if the owners pick them up or not, they still need to be notified that their dog is going to be passing away. Just simply the fact that they can come say their goodbyes to their dog. We weren't notified. We didn't even know this was going to happen. He was supposed to come home. And for this, I really am very blessed with the support that I've had from the city. Also, your condolences and empathy. I do appreciate that very much. But we do need to look at the big picture that it does need to be changed so it doesn't happen again. Pets are like our babies. They're our kids. And losing one, especially after 10 years, is not easy. As a puppy, I can understand, but not in this mannerism. I believe that, I know that you guys are going to be looking into it and wanting to do your best to solve this because, more than likely most of you have your fur babies at home. And, when you go home tonight, just look at them and be blessed that they're still there because we weren't so fortunate. But as for the supporters, I agree with what they're saying and what they have to say. And that's pretty much what I came up here to tell you guys. And I appreciate your sympathy and empathy in regards to this situation. And I hope it gets changed. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Dacia Anderson, and following her will be Ms. Jill Humphrey.
I actually have the 6 things that Claudette was referring to, so they're in writing if you want those. And I believe William Kearns has also emailed those to you as well. Okay, my name is Dacia Anderson. I'm at 5227 Astoria. First and foremost, I would like to offer some suggestions for animal management and welfare. Unfortunately, their advisory board meeting was canceled earlier this month. Besides the excruciatingly obvious need for a low-cost spay and neuter clinic, as well as bilingual materials for animal control, please consider the following. Animals need to be given the best care possible once under the shelter's roof. Programs like Dogs Playing for Life bring much-needed social and exercise benefits, as well as a way for staff to photograph and network these animals to potential rescues and to better match animals with adopters. In order for this program to be successful, the shelter needs to recruit and maintain volunteers. This cannot be done without trust from our community. Next, dogs are difficult to find in the shelter. The shelter tool is virtually useless, and dogs are moved around frequently from kennel to kennel. Those that are moved to the D building for medical reasons are next to impossible to keep up with. The doors are locked to the public, and the double fencing system makes viewing difficult, and that's if the dogs are even outside. The flyers in the office are not up to date, and if an owner comes looking for the dog, they are given the standard reply, "Go and look." There is a reason that the D building has been nicknamed the Death Building. It should not be a guessing game where animals went and what their outcomes are. Lubbock's Animal Shelter, still maintaining a 90% live release, now employs a stray hold area and an adoption area. I believe this would not only reduce sickness, it would give owners looking for their lost animals a better chance at being reunited. Those off stray hold would be moved to the adoption area and can be assessed for behavior and temperament, and a biography attached to the kennel. It is unfair to label animals based on a walk-through assessment. I've seen barky and snippy animals become happy and friendly in a play yard. I've also seen dogs be neutered or not neutered based on breed and perceived adoptability. One that comes to mind is E10, G11 Lab, and Pitbull. The Lab was chosen to be neutered. The Pitbull was not. Guess who was adopted first? Hint, it wasn't the Lab this time. The shelter needs oversight. A Pitbull named Rocky severely injured his owner. He was euthanized and not held for quarantine or sent for rabies testing per state law. Mr. Miller informed me that anyone bitten by a dog that goes to the doctor is already being treated for rabies, so it wasn't necessary to hold or test Rocky. This is false. He did not have the answers, but told me to speak to Mr. Havens or the city attorney. The city attorney, however, never responded to my email. Proper rabies protocol was not being followed. The shelter was reprimanded by the local zoonosis control